guys, this could be the start of the run. This could be the start of the upward action, the bull run. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to go high. Me and Kelly became best friends.
Yeah, we're good friends.
We're old friends.
We had a good little heart-to-heart talk about life and everything.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch on a couple of things you guys talked about, and then we'll dive into the charts. First thing I want to talk about. Oh, wait, hold on. Should I show my calves since I'm Frankie calves?
Well, I've been showing mine. Oh, here he goes. I can't see it.
That's too far.
They're huge, though, guys. They're huge. They're freaking huge. Okay.
So first things first, looking at the RSI on that same chart you had, one thing I want everybody to realize is look at how low RSI got, the weakness. Let's not call it overbought and oversold, how weak the strength was, and look at the price level. We got down and below 4,000 here. And we're hitting around the same levels of weakness, but look how much higher price action is at that same level of weakness. This is incredible. This is incredibly bullish in the long term. This is why it's so important to zoom out. The other thing I wanted to touch on is when you guys were talking about black swans, there's something that's very important for awareness in the space and knowledge of data sets that are available to all of us. Some people trade just on hopes and dreams. And when you do that, essentially every trade you make, you're setting up yourself to donate your money to somebody that has a better strategy. The Evergrande thing was not a black swan. It felt like it was to some people, but in reality, that was being telegraphed for the last year and a half. FTX, you knew about it, Ben. Other people that were really looking into the data had forewarning of it for a few weeks. So black swans to a retail trader are different than somebody that's made a lot of money and a smart money investor because they're looking at broader data sets. So help yourself be in good position within the market by informing yourself and teaching yourself, diving into your education to understand what data sets can give you essentially a leg up, an edge on the market so you don't get caught in this, I don't know what happened, price dropped right when I bought, which all of us have felt. And typically it's because we ignored something that gave us signal to the contrary of the trade that we're making. So on that note, let's kind of dive in over here to looking at the charts. And I want to point out something that I about 2 weeks ago, I shared, and everybody, I see in the comments, Kelly's so bearish. Back here, I was suggesting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave, potential top at this zone, and then an A, B, C correction. That's exactly what happened. Now, one of the things I want to point out here on the BitLab trading stack is that we have this trend signal line right here, which is a 50 moving average. It also has some code into it to help you identify immediately whether you're in a bearish or bullish setup, having this dynamic resistance or dynamic support zone. And interestingly, on the weekly, price came down right to this level. So currently, we're kind of sitting on the edge of a shelf that could really be ultimately a little consolidation here and then absolute, rocket back to the upside. But if we lose this level, it goes down to what you were just saying earlier, Tim, that we do have potential, strong potential for lower price action. Now, with this being said, we do have a bit of a bear flag, bear pennant, however you want to call this. And I do see a pretty strong indication that there is likelihood to come down here and not only tap the 25s, but based on this, essentially this order block that we have all the way from back here. And as anybody that doesn't know what an order block is, order blocks are essentially the specific price areas where large market participants, such as institutional traders, have previously placed significant buy or sell orders. Clusters of orders are present in these areas. So essentially, it's high interest areas for big money and a lot of other people taking trades at those zones. So I do see just from order blocks, not any other technical analysis. And by the way, these order blocks are printed with the BitLab volume here. We can see that there's a high sort of liquidity zone down here that we may use as a spring before we do actually move to the upside. And that's all the way starts at about 23.2. So we do need to pay attention to that. Now, the last thing I wanted to point out.
Lower, you said 23.2?
Yeah, 23.2
Yeah.
would be on the order block here on the
Okay.
four
All
on the
right.
4 hour. If we look on the daily, if we look on the daily, yeah. But 25, I mean, I could see 25 actually being the support with having like kind of like we had these long liquidity zones where, support, where if price does come down to 25, having a wick that taps this area and then sort of resetting if we get the breakdown. We very well, because we have so many things. So many different things. The long-term holders barely even moved any coins onto exchange. They're holding fast on this drop. Virtually no sort of movement there. We look over here, open interest completely reset. This is bullish. It means we're kind of cleaning out some of the messiness in the market. We also see the MVT golden cross. Look at this. Each time this dips down to here, price basically stops falling and we get a little bit of a correction. In this case, this is FTX. This is when we found the floor and then it ultimately moved up out of. Correction here. MVT came down here, moonshot. Correction here. MVT came way down here. This was a BlackRock move. This is somewhat forecasted the major news events that have propelled the price higher. So there's a lot of different data that's available if we look to it. And the last thing I want to show here is total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Everything's still holding on to a bullish narrative here in terms of this massive downtrend resistance.
Yeah.
The Ethereum and all alts, yes, we are pushing down lower here, but we're still sitting on top of this ultimate sort of support zone. If we lose this level, things could get very right. Exactly. The close closed above it, so this is good. Now, if anybody's interested in how the hell you figure out what data to look at, come check out bitlabacademy.com. We got all the courses for you right here, teaching you how to break down the different data sets and everything. So come get involved. We got a lot of stuff coming out with the new BitLab trading stack overhauled. I'm going to be releasing a really big information and updates and discounts on that this week. So check it out. But that's all I got. Everybody be patient. Hedge yourself.
Frankie
Don't
Candles,
wreck yourself. Frankie Candles.
Frankie
Hey,
Candles. I showed his calf already. Okay. Now maybe live on your show, you can click on a random YouTube video link somebody sent you.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody hear about that?
Sorry, that was too moonish of a channel.
Well, Kelly, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate you. We'll you guys make sure to check out bitlabacademy.com. Super excited. Kelly's developing some really cool stuff. So, okay, guys, let's go ahead and keep moving it. But I think before we keep moving, guys, have you ever been in this situation? I want to talk about something real quick. And we could put it in this, but I want to talk about it now.
Yeah.
You ever been in a situation where you have some bread on the table?
Yeah.
Some bread on the table. A restaurant, they come and bring it to you, and they don't bring you the butter. Sucks. You start eating the bread.
Yeah.
And then they bring it. You're already halfway through the bread.
Ruined it.
And now you got to butter it mid-roll. So go ahead and play the mid-roll. Thank you, BJ. Guys, there's a lot at stake, so make sure to go check it out. We appreciate Stake, our number one sponsor on the channel. I'm going to say something that I haven't said in years. Because the 4-year cycle, there's only certain times you say stuff. Look, I'm not saying for sure, okay? But what I'm about to say is big. Just the fact that I'm saying this, guys, this could be the start of the run. This could be the start of the upward action, the bull run. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to go high. It means if we don't see below 25.2 again, that means this is the beginning. That would have been the last plunge down, And then
a good question, Ben, would be how high do you think it needs to get to confirm that that's the run?
I was thinking that same thing. I almost asked Kelly that question. What do you think? I think if it gets above 30 again.
I think 30, yeah.
I think if it gets above 30 again, and that's why it's so pivotal to watch it right now.